Hello, welcome to a very special edition of The Huddle. I am your host, Hal Cruttenden, and we are here at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium because, of course, we're talking a lot about the Showdown 2, the big battle between Sarries and Bristol Bears. It's going to happen here on March 26th, and it is amazing to be here at this stadium. There really is only one club in North London. I'm joking, of course. I sit with loads of Arsenal fans at the Stonex, but I'm sure they're not representative of the club. Anyway, We've not just been talking about the Showdown 2, we've also got a feature interview with Alex Osterbury, who's just guided Saracens women to another home semi-final playoff. We're going to be discussing last weekend's matches, of course, victories for the women against Sale Sharks and the fantastic victory of the men against Leicester Tigers. But before I continue, of course, I should introduce my co-host. He came back on Saturday from skiing just in time to see the game against Leicester. I missed him at the ground because, to tell you the truth, doing the show with him is sort of all I can take. But, ladies and gentlemen, he's back again. It's Steve Cummins!
I did walk down the track calling your name, and maybe you didn't hear me. No,
I'm obviously joking when I'm horrible to you, because every week it gets worse. If you can see, I've actually shaved my beard right down just because I want to look more like Steve.
Well, I'm flattered. Truly,
yeah,
I really am.
First of all, we are talking about the Saracens women's Sale Sharks game, which was a little bit of a game of two halves. It was nearly an England-Scotland.
It was, wasn't
2019.
it? Yeah. I mean, what a cracking start! Three contenders for try of the season. I think Alev Kelter there setting up Alicia Corrigan to break through for an end-to-end score.
North American combo,
brilliant,
isn't it?
Brilliant. And I think Alev has been revelationary. Yeah. Announced earlier on today as the Premiership 15s Player of the Month. A couple of tries for us. And Can
we just say most importantly about Alev that she's an American? Which camera are we on? Are we on that one? Oh, that one. I'm on your one. I've been looking at the wrong camera. Sorry about this. But Alev is an American with an American accent, not the kind of people that pretend to be American like Chris Wiles to be more interesting, who actually has an English accent.
Bona fide, very much so. But going back to the game, what an extraordinary performance to qualify for a home semi-final with so many rounds left.
Yeah,
brilliant performance, and hopefully this weekend at the rescheduled Gloucester-Hartbury game, they'll put on a show for the fans that are there as well.
But will they? I mean, I didn't see a lot of the chat afterwards, but will there be a little bit of a kick up the bum because they did let Sale come right back into it?
Yeah, and not for the first time. Sarries have had a little bit of it's become almost a character trait, hasn't it, in the last couple of games. We've gone out to a good lead and we've let some sides come back into the match. I think that'll be a work on for Alex. I think some of the stronger opposition that we might end up playing would take advantage of that. So we've either got to be 50 points in front or we've really got to tighten up on that last quarter.
Yeah, but very exciting. Brilliant stuff. Going to the men's game now.
Yes,
which you've got. What was the thing? Did you fly in? And what time did you arrive?
So I was at the gate at about 2 o'clock. We did just about have time to drop all of our stuff off at home. So, but yeah, we flew in on Saturday morning.
I'm just so impressed that you. So were you completely shattered?
Pretty tired. Yeah, it was an early start, 4 a.m. start.
I mean, I know I always get over emotional about Sarries games. I think that was a really good performance because I think people are going on about how Leicester are missing lots of players, but I think that was a real backs to the wall, brilliant defensively, and we're missing lots of players as well. I thought we were I thought we were absolutely fantastic. It was one of my favourite games at the Stonex.
Those Tigers fixtures are one of the first ones you look at when the fixture list comes out, and partly to see whether or not it's in the international window, partly to see whether we'll be at full strength. But Leicester had Ford released, they had Dolly released, they had Chesham released. So yeah, they had a very young front row, they had a very young back three, which Borthwick went to great lengths to explain to everybody afterwards. But Sarries were also missing a few. You know, when you look at it, we lost Mako after 2 or 3 minutes, didn't we? Owen's just coming back for his injury now, plus all the England contingent.
But Baz Barrington, he never lets you down. He comes on and there's not a feeling of, we've lost a prop really, or we're weakened. He is such a solid player.
Absolutely. And I think he brings something to the team above and beyond the playing side as well. When you look at the charismatic smile, the haircuts, the whole remix thing, he's one of those squad members that brings an energy And he brings that to the pitch as well. And I thought he was superb on Saturday.
I mean, I don't have a criticism of Sarries, but we've had a lot of narrow losses. So we've had a lot of bonus points. And I did think this was going the other way. I think this is going the way. I thought we were getting into a psychology of losing close games.
Yeah, that's interesting.
In a way that Leicester are in a psychology of winning close games, or were. And I think this has broken it, is my theory. I mean, it's a completely stupid theory, but I just think...
No, in some ways I agree. And I think what was telling for me, and looking at the sort of Pifoletti and Manu there getting so excited at that last couple of plays, I'm wondering how much of that mental toughness was reinforced by having Mark McCall back. And seeing Owen prowling around the coaching area and the technical box. He was very, very involved on Saturday. And I think there was a resolution amongst them to not let that happen. And yeah, I mean, they don't talk about settling scores, but that must have felt quite nice after what happened at Welford Road earlier on in the season.
Yeah, exactly. And just, I just think defence is so heroic now. Nando, I think you pronounce it Nandolo or Nadolo. Nandolo is so big, and watching players literally going for his ankles to bring him down. There isn't a Sarries player that's a bad tackler.
No.
You know.
And players a lot smaller than, well, everyone's a lot smaller than him anyway, but it's not even just a threat with the ball. You know, he will offer an opportunity, so he will almost be double marked by some teams. So if there's two players marking somebody without the ball, you're leaving space somewhere else. So he's a threat with or without the ball. But we didn't seem to do that. It was almost a question of, well, if you get the ball, I'll tackle you anyway.
Yeah.
Sean Maitland put a hit on him. Lazowski put a hit on him. Nick Tompkins put a hit on him. And, you know, we seem to be saying every week, these guys punch above their weight, but it's technique, tackle technique. And he didn't really make many yards at all, did he? You know, he didn't have the impact that I think Borthwick would have hoped.
No, exactly. And Nick Tompkins, of course these are professionals, but Nick Tompkins comes back playing a big game, England against Wales, and plays superbly for his club. Oh, what a man you are.
Player of the match, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Player of the match.
Because I would go, it's just, I'm not playing in front of 80,000 this week, it's only 10,000, so I'll just relax a bit. Just fantastic. Anyway, so great stuff from the women and the men. Saracens Mavericks. Great start to the VNSL season. 4 wins, 2 losses. I mean, basically, there is no sport that Saracens are not great at. How good a skier are you? Do you ski in Saracens gear and immediately you're better?
Do you think that we could maybe have a Saracen ski team? We could do that, couldn't we?
That would be really... But, you're
I'm already thinking how we can exploit
How good
this.
are you? Because so many of the pictures on Facebook are just you with a pint in your hand.
I get better as the day goes on.
Okay.
You know, that may be something to do with the après ski, I don't know. But the ski back to the chalet is normally the most relaxed of all of them,
Lovely. Anyway, well, hopefully no more of your holidays will interfere. Actually, you managed to go on holiday in the off
in
week.
Between,
so
we picked that week especially.
God. Anyway, right now, for we've got to finally remind everybody. So it's less than 3 weeks to go to the Showdown 2 in association with City Index. Tickets still remain. Get your tickets from Saracens.com. Okay, even I've got my tickets by now, so you just hurry up because I'm usually late for everything. We've also got under-20s, England versus Ireland hosting at StoneX this Saturday, 12th of March. It's always brilliant to see the future. So, yeah, if you can make that, there's another game there. And also, I don't know, there's no tickets left for Newcastle, are there? There's no spare ones for any fans or anything. So
no, I think we're all sold out on the ticket allocation.
But just to say, we're 200 of us going up to Newcastle, and we better win because it's a hell of a long way. Now, as we're embracing all things Showdown 2, for this episode, the Huddle, we've got an exclusive for you. A big hello to all partner clubs who've tuned in to find out your Showdown 2 player partnerships. So our awesome Saracens clubs have been busy engaging with their memberships and local communities to bring as many people as possible down to the game on March 26th. To show their thanks, Saracens are rewarding those top performers with their club badge on the match day playing jersey of a member of the Sarries team taking part in the big game. So you basically get your clubs... I've got a theory now that if I can get enough of my family down, I can get my face on a player's shirt. Anyway, each club will be given a number position, which will then be revealed as to which player they'll be partnered with once the team has been announced on the week of the game. You're going to understand this, OK, when you see it happening, the draw we're about to do. So stay tuned, because myself and Steve have been given the job of conducting the draw throughout the show. We're doing that in 3 different sections. But before we go to the draw, first it's Stonex Shorts, where Sarries men's and women's teams tell us the things that they wish they spent more time doing. The answer, of course, should be watching the Huddle.
So I wish I learned how to swim when I was younger, because I actually drowned when I was younger because my sister thought I was joking and she just left me there, and the lifeguard luckily saved me. So swimming would be the one.
Wish I could play a musical instrument. I tried to learn the ukulele once, but failed.
I actually wish at school I'd learnt more of language. I've been doing that recently, but don't ask me anything because I still don't know anything.
Run quickly. Glacially slow is probably my speed limit at the moment.
Like looking after myself, probably. Probably don't take enough time to like rest, do like things to actually look after myself.
Get off my phone. On my phone too much.
Play golf.
Probably yoga. I wish I could, you know, be a little bit more nimble.
I don't really read that much, but I want to. Probably should start. Not start reading, I can read, but like start properly reading books.
Smile a bit more. I think I have a bit of like a resting face, so then potentially smile a bit more.
Welcome to pitch side here at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and can we see that I'm on my face? This is the proudest moment of my life. It's a sort of respect that the Huddle and I am being shown at this ground is so much more than we ever get at the Stonex. I'm staying. No, it's fantastic to be here. Steve, this ground, unbelievable.
It's extraordinary, isn't it?
And there's a pitch. I don't know how this works. It's a retractable pitch. We're not going to see this in action, but if there are any gardeners that do this, I want this in my garden, where the pitch moves and another pitch comes up for the NFL stuff.
9,000 tonnes.
9,000 tonnes.
Incredible,
yeah.
Incredible.
I had that on my script, and I was going to say that as well.
I read it over your shoulder.
Yeah, but absolutely impressive. Unbelievable stuff. Now, what we're going to do, by the way, is we're about to draw all the 10 of the clubs. The first 10, is it? First 10 or first 8? The first 8, sorry. The first 8. There's a level of professionalism that the stadium has that we can't match.
Not even close.
We're going to be drawing the first 8 of the clubs and the badges, and which player's badge they're going to be on, or which shirt badge number they're going to be on. But before we do that, we have some honourable mentions for 3 of the top clubs who are basically bringing the most people. Ball number 1.
Ball number 1.
This is quite impressive. Old Grammarians RFC. Despite being one of our smaller partner clubs, they're bringing the largest group to the showdown. So they've engaged with not just their club, but they're bringing 670 plus families and members from their club and the wider community. That, I think, deserves a little round of applause.
Absolutely.
Very, very well done.
In the bowl.
Ball number 1, you're in there, Old Grammarians. Ball number 2, going up market a little bit now, Chelmsford RFC. They're bringing the second largest group to showdown, just short of 300 members and families. They're also donating a considerable amount of tickets to the Little Eddie Foundation, a charity in their local area supporting disadvantaged families. The club have also been fundraising to support the travel of these families to the match. Very well done, Chelmsford.
Well done, Chelmsford.
You are ball number 2. And ball number 3, personal favourite of mine, Billericay Bees RFC. You can't say Billericay without going Billericay. Third largest group to showdown, just under 270 members and families and some dodgy geezers. Coincidentally, the whole club are supporting our partner charity Duchenne UK with their Cure for George campaign. George is a lad at the club who's been diagnosed with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and the club will be wearing their Duchenne club shirt specially designed for the day at this match. As a club, they've been raising lots of funds for the charity. So very well done to those 3.
Well done, Billericay.
Ball number 3, Billericay Bees. I'm going to definitely watch them. Great name. So this is so exciting. This is more important, like the FA Cup final draw, isn't it?
I do feel a little bit like Robbie Savage.
Yeah, I feel a little bit special. Well, I feel a bit better than you because it's my face on the screen behind us. I'm never going to forget this moment. At Tottenham. Anyway, the first club is... Oh, it's club number 2. That's Chelmsford, I believe.
Chelmsford, I think we've just mentioned them. And Chelmsford will be proudly displayed on shirt number 17. 17.
Ironi Maui, possibly?
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
Can I just... We're throwing these over there? Good. Yeah, let's pick the team for Mark McCall. Let's do it now, and then he has to stick with it. Right. Number 17, club number 17.
17 is Rochford 100 RFC, and they will be proudly on shirt number 8.
Shirt number 8, Billy. Well done, Rochford. Rochford 100, that's quite impressive. Number 4, ball number 4.
Ball number 4, that is Beechwood Park School.
Beechwood Park School.
Beechwood Park School will be on shirt number 3.
Oh, shirt number 3. Vinny.
Vinny?
Or Baz. Oh, no, Baz.
No,
He's
Baz will be on the other side.
Who's the replacement for? Oh, that would be a Ronnie Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, good, sorry. I'm just forgetting which... I always do that. Do you ever do that? Forgetting who's an open side and
Lefty loosey, righty tighty.
Yeah, who's a tight head. I was going open side. Who's a tight head? It's the weather, I think. It's frozen my brain. Yeah. But I always forget who's a tight head, who's a loose head. Anyway, number 16.
Number 16 is Old Colfians RFC, and they will be on the back of... Got to be Alex Good, isn't it?
Could
shirt
be Alex
number 15.
Good, but it was Elliot Daly this weekend.
Ah.
We don't know. Number 22.
22, that is the Hall School, and they, ironically, will be on shirt 22.
Shirt 22, very impressive, the Hall. Isn't that... I think I know that school. Where's that? So how many more have we got to go, by the way?
3 to go. 3 to go in this first batch of 8.
Number 3, which is...
It's Billericay! It's Billericay!
Billericay.
And
oh my God, Billericay! It could be Marrow! It could be Marrow wearing a shirt. Billericay, that's just so... Yeah, that's classy. We love it.
That's a match made in heaven, isn't it?
Exactly. Number 21.
21 is Sudbury RFC.
Sudbury.
Will be on shirt 14.
14.
Ooh, lots of choices there.
Yeah, that is
Rotty,
that...
Louis.
Yeah, Rotty.
Yeah.
Or, there's Sean Maitland played 14 this weekend.
I'll have Sean on 14.
One more?
One more.
Number 10.
Number 10. Number 10 is Eton Manor RFC. Quick shout out to Stocky down at Eton Manor. Number 1, shirt number one. That will probably be Baz, won't it?
Well, it will be if Mako. Yeah,
unless Mako's back.
Yeah,
let's hope.
But you have the inside. Fingers crossed for Mako. But either of them, I think you're a winner. Fantastic.
There we go.
Well done.
That's our first 8.
So Tuesday, the 8th of March, marked International Women's Day, a day dedicated to celebrate women's achievement, raise awareness against bias and take action for equality. What did you do on International Women's Day, Steve?
Well, I was really very proud on Tuesday to be part of the Saracens family. You've only got to look at the inclusivity and the way that we are really trailblazers in a lot of respects for women's sport and women's equality on and off the pitch. Right the way through our family, from Lucy Ray at the top, or the recent inclusion of Maggie on the board and Laura Eddy as well. You know, we've got some high-powered, trailblazing women in our community, and more so than ever, we are really recognising them as more equal than they've ever been, and I think that's to be admired.
Yeah, I think we're the club that puts almost the most welly behind women's rugby.
Yeah, I think we may well have even been the first of the Premiership sides, the men's Premiership sides, to have the women playing in the same arena as well.
Not the people of like Exeter Chiefs who turned up late. Anyway, in terms of women's rugby. But anyway, I don't want to cast aspersions. The theme of this year's International Women's Day is #BreakTheBias, and Saracens have been committed to joining this conversation and using this day as a platform to truly demonstrate their commitment to women's sport. Keep an eye on Saracens' social media channels throughout March, where they'll be sharing various women's sport content, including an exploration of the fantastic Empower Her programme, which we did cover a couple of months ago, I think. Interviews, we've got the Empower Her programme, interviews with the five players who've been recently inducted into the 100 Club, and the #BreakTheBias launch video, which we will show you now.
Break the bias! Today and every day we are standing behind International Women's Day. Striving for a gender equal world, free of both conscious and subconscious bias.
Break the bias! Break the bias!
Here at Saracens, we've made great strides within women's sport and boast hugely successful women's rugby and netball teams.
Break the bias! Break the bias! Break the bias!
We have an integrated performance setup and a diverse and inclusive staff structure.
We're committed to making positive change through our community partners and changing the future landscape of women's sport.
And we're constantly improving, developing and striving to break the bias day by day.
Break the bias!
So happy International Women's Day, Saris family.
Here is to celebrating women's achievements, raising awareness against bias and taking action on equality.
How great was that to see so many Sarries faces involved in that?
Fantastic,
Brilliant
fantastic.
thing.
And right the way through the club, as I mentioned earlier, you know, even Julie Morrow, who's Director of Women's Sport at the club, her involvement with the Mavericks and with the women as well, it's absolutely ingrained in Saracens, and I, for one, very pleased that that's the case.
Yeah, we're almost a religion, we're so good. Do you know what I mean? We're almost like a force. Anyway, I've got to stop getting too over the top at it. It's... As I said, it's fair to say that as International Women's Day, there's the person, I suppose, who's made one of the biggest impacts in women's sports at Saracens is Alex Osterbury, who is not just the Saracens women's head coach, but also friend of the show. Been on a couple of times, lovely man. And he is here in our latest feature interview.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that Saracens were one of the first clubs to really engage with their women's section, really support it. That was many years ago, and over the last kind of 5-6 years, there's been incredible investment, support, and the vision to see that there's real opportunities here to work with some wonderful sports people, some wonderful individuals, and get behind it and develop a programme that is pushing boundaries, it's supporting athletes and giving them opportunities on and off the field. So I think in the last few years there's been immense growth, immense support of the organisation in making sure that we remove some of the barriers. We're not saying that they're all gone by any stretch, but removing them, being aware of some of the things that are out there so that we can work to make sure that they're not going to be barriers going forward, and just the organisation's swing and support of driving women's sport, the women's sport agenda forward, not just at rugby, you've obviously got the netball, but all the programmes that they're doing out within the community to support the engagement and the empowerment of women is superb. And seeing firsthand how that's influencing individuals on a daily basis is great. Yeah, I think it's the access to facilities, opening the doors, and certainly over the last few years it's one and the same in terms of the athletes' access. So it doesn't matter male, female, or whatever it is. You're involved in the Saracens organisation, you've got the same level of access. I think the increase in medical support is significant, because the vast majority of these players are still they're still in full-time careers. So balancing being an unbelievable athlete with a full-time career is very challenging. But the club are assisting that in terms of medical access, in the day access, evening access, just ensuring that, again, that there's access for everyone, irrespective of whether it's a full-time or a part-time player. It's making sure that they get the support needed to drive on their rugby. And I think the big elements are the facility access, but I think just the general support of the programme across all departments, ensuring that we drive people to see what a great product Saracens Women's Rugby is, and celebrate the achievements of the players. I mean, the 100 club induction at the weekend, it's just making sure that it's the same, and ensuring that irrespective of sex, that we're celebrated, supported and respected in the same manner, and the club's making huge strides to ensure that's the case. The hard work that they put in, it justifies everything that they get out of it. I think to say that they're my players, and I play a small part in their success. They're unbelievably driven, unbelievably talented, and as a support network for each other, they've driven the standards here at the club forward. They've driven their individual standards, and they're reaping the rewards of their hard work. And it's great now that the vast majority of the system is supporting them, rather than sometimes it has been a little bit of a hurdle to get through. Whereas now it's very much they're achieving because of their individual efforts, and the support is helping them rather than achieving in spite of some of the structures and barriers that have been in place. Yeah, I think it's huge, isn't it? I mean, not just from a performance perspective, having a cheering crowd behind you, but in any walk of life, when you're trying and you're putting all your efforts in, it's nice to have the recognition and reward. And don't get me wrong, we're not doing it, they're not doing it for that, but it is nice and it helps them along the way. And more importantly, the more eyes that are on it, the more people that see that there's wonderful individuals there that you can celebrate, not just for their rugby prowess, but for the things that they're doing in wider life, and that inspires more people. And if that's one more player playing rugby, if that's more fans coming in thinking, "Oh wow, this is something to really get behind. It's exciting. It's people playing at the top end of their game, and it is really empowering and inspirational." That's that's where I think we're making a big difference, is that it's not seen as something that's hidden away on a Sunday afternoon, you know, once a rugby club closes down. It's front and centre, it's celebrating, it's exactly where those individuals need to be, is that, you know, that they're unbelievable in what they do on the field, and they're pretty special people, and I think the more that the world sees that, the more that we'll get the positive bounce for it, and the better it will be. That it will, you know, it's self-perpetuating circles. People see success, people see these wonderful individuals breaking down barriers, driving things forward. The next generation, the next person through the door, pushes it forward, and hopefully some of the, like I say, the unconscious biases get challenged or they melt away. And you know, they're doing a wonderful job day in, day out doing that.
Brilliant stuff there from Alex Osterbury. We're here now in front of the South Stand. This holds 10,000 fans. This is going to be where the partner clubs and schools are all going to be seated during the game. We're going to have a choir down there. Apparently, this is the best atmosphere in the ground, which is really annoying when you've already bought tickets for the East Stand. But it's going to be very exciting here, and this is going to be the place to be, particularly if you're near Billericay Bees. Now, it's time to get on with the draw. We've got 7 more teams to draw and decide whose shirt they're going to be going on. So,
let's have a look.
First, number 18.
18. So that is Ruggerbugs.
Ruggerbugs.
Ruggerbugs will be on shirt number 13.
13. Oh, Elliot? No, Nick Tompkins?
Elliot, Tomo, Loz?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah,
Lots of options. Lots of options. Who have we got next?
Oh, yeah, Nick Tompkins is 12, really, isn't he?
Well, he has been recently.
Yeah, I've never really understood.
Very effective there on Saturday.
Yeah, exactly. Fantastic. Player of the match. Now, 20, number 20.
That's South Woodham Ferris, RFC.
South Woodham Ferris.
South Woodham Ferris. They will be on shirt number 10. No, 10, yes, 10.
Oh, impressive stuff. Will Owen be back? How is he?
Ooh, let's hope.
Yeah.
They did say March, didn't they?
Yeah.
This is the last fixture in March.
Could be anyone at 10. Everyone's getting a go, aren't they? It could be.
You could.
I could have a go, yeah.
If it wasn't for that knee.
Yeah, if it wasn't for my knee. Really mustn't talk about my knees anymore. But I had a scan on Monday. It's going well. No, but 15. Number 15.
That's Old Albanians, our friends in St Albans. Old
Albanians
will be on shirt number 16.
Well, that will be... No, it won't be Capelli or...
Probably not, yeah.
Ethan Lewis.
Ethan, Wolfie.
Oh, Wolfie, because Jamie will be back. How many... I forgot how many hookers
So
we've
many
got.
hookers. Such little time.
Number 11.
Number 11. Number 11 is the Hackney Bulls,
Hackney
RFC.
Bulls, oh.
And they will be on shirt number 18.
Hackney Bulls, Billericay Bees, that's going to kick
and Hackney.
Right, well...
Let's try and keep them apart, shall we?
Number 5.
Number 5. Number 5 is Bishop Stortford, RFC.
Very
Bishop
nice.
Stortford will be on shirt number 20.
Ooh. I'm trying to think who's 20.
Oh, it'll be a back of some description, won't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, if they go for... Well, it won't be if they go for...
6'2", 5'3".
No, it'll go 5. If it's 5'3", it'll be like Ben. Well, no, Ben Earl coming off the bench, or Jackson, or something. But no, I'm not saying they're going to be. Don't put them on the bench, Mark. Mark McCall, please don't listen to us. We're just riffing here. Don't go. Well, Ben Earl must be a sub in the game.
No.
Yeah.
Do your own thing, Mark.
No, do your own thing, Mark. Really up to you. No pressure. Number 12.
Number 12. That is Hampstead, RFC. Hampstead.
Oh, put them next to Billericay.
And let them wear shirt number 19.
Shirt number 19. Fantastic.
There we go.
Yeah.
Last
Well,
one.
done?
Last one. For this batch, anyway.
Number 23.
Number 23. That's Tring RFC.
Oh, lovely.
Fantastic brewery.
Yes.
Can't beat a side pocket for an otter.
It's a very nice place to live.
And they'll be on shirt 21.
21. Now it's time for Ask a Saracen, where you get the chance to ask one of our heroic players all the juicy questions that you've ever wanted answered. Be sure to send in your questions for our next show, because the next guy up is going to be Vincent Koch on our next show. Don't ask childish questions, don't make jokes about his name. Serious questions in via social media @Saracens, #TheHuddle, or email thehuddle@saracens.net. Now, this month's episode of Ask a Saracen features one of my favourite players, Alex Lozowski. So much one of my favourites that I don't know if he's officially taken out a restraining order, but I'm a little bit weird in his presence because I think he's fantastic. And whenever I meet him, I go, "You're just a legend of the game," and he goes, "Shut up." But he's brilliant. He played brilliantly again last weekend, and yeah, let's see what he has to say on Ask a Saracen.
Alex Lozowski here. This is Ask a Saracen.
Lines are running, great pace, and the try will be scored. Lozowski finishes it off.
So Steve Owen via Facebook, with so many Alexes in the team, is there a numbering system? There isn't actually a numbering system, but luckily we've got our own nicknames, so everyone calls me Loz, Alex Lewington Louis, and Alex Good Goody, so pretty simple in that sense. Okay, from Javier Lewis via Instagram. Since returning to Saracens, what has the club meant to you? Yeah, I mean obviously it's huge. I've been here a long time now. Arrived in 2016, so got great friends and teammates here. So getting to run out and play rugby with them every weekend, yeah, means the world. Yeah, I think getting back and just spending time with everyone, getting back to St Albans, out in town, coffees with the lads, just getting to reconnect with all my old mates was brilliant, and yeah, obviously enjoyed France, but to get back to Sarries has been great. Okay, so Joshua Andrews via Instagram. How did your journey with Saracens begin? So yeah, I was at Wasps before, played a couple of seasons there, played a few games for them, and I suppose the Saracens coaches saw something in me and you know, offered me to come here, and as soon as I got that opportunity, I took it with both hands. Having someone believe in you and want to give you an opportunity and see some potential in you, that's always nice to hear as a young player. And you know, I think I was 22 at the time, hadn't played an awful lot, so to have that backing from the coaches that we've got here was really, really nice. And yeah, as I said, I wanted to take the opportunity with both hands. This one is from Joe Mannings via Twitter. How do you rate your chances of winning the Challenge Cup in consecutive years for two different clubs? Yeah, it's a good question. So obviously we've got Breed coming up in the, I think, yeah, it's the last group game. So if we get a good result there, I think we're then in line for a home quarter final. So you know, obviously always back ourselves at home, but it will be a tough game in Breed. I played there last season. It's always a difficult place to go. They're very passionate and enjoy playing at home, and you know, a lot of pride there. So it'll be a tough game in France, but I think, you know, if we can come through that, then yeah, on to the quarter final. We'll see how we get on. Obviously Europe, got a lot of history in Europe, and this team enjoys the big occasion and thrives on that. So you know, if we were to reach quarter final, semi-final, I know we take that really seriously, and I think it'll bring the best out of us. So this is from Ian B, 1987 via Instagram. How have you and the rest of the team been able to step up with so many injuries and internationals missing? Yeah, I suppose it's a challenge every season with guys getting injured and boys getting called up to play in Six Nations or Auto Internationals, but I think it's just a testament to us as a group and, you know, a club as a whole that there's a lot of cohesion and players can come in and out of the team quite seamlessly most of the time, hopefully. So yeah, I suppose this is coming towards the end of the Six Nations now, and it's been a decent block so far, but you know, looking to finish it off strongly with Newcastle this weekend, and it can be really difficult up there. But I think, you know, as you alluded to in the question, it's going to be a challenge for us in this last little game of this block. So Charlotte via email. As the Premiership's top point scorer, how pleased are you with your goal kicking this season? Yeah, I'm pretty pleased. It's been a bit of a surprise, I suppose, to take so many kicks at goal. But yeah, I suppose I got off to a good start in the first game, and I think that gave me the confidence to continue, and just been practicing really hard with DV, our kicking coach, and just really enjoying the kicking and enjoying the responsibility. And yeah, for as long as I'm doing it, I'll just keep doing my best and hopefully keep knocking them over. Yeah, I think I've got into a good rhythm with it and quite relaxed with it. I think I remember before the first game of the season against Bristol, DV just came up to me and said, just relax and, you know, don't really care if you miss, just get a good strike on the ball and the rest will take care of itself, really. So I think I've just carried that attitude through for the rest of the season so far, and yeah, as I said, I'm enjoying doing the goal kicking. So James Hall via Instagram, what position did you play when you were a kid? Did you always play centre or fly half? So I think growing up at school, I often played fly half. Yeah, I went to Watford Grammar School, just around the corner from here in St Albans, and yeah, we had a decent team. But yeah, from the word go, I was sort of put in that role really, and enjoyed it, and I suppose carried through until I was in my early 20s, and then obviously moved out a little bit now. But you know, I think those skills that I sort of learned as a youngster, and yeah, I've brought those through a little bit from those days and using that in my game now. The useful skills going from 10 to a couple more positions out in the back line, I suppose just that your handling skills and your kicking skills are always useful to have across the back line. Having those sort of basic skills are always useful. And then I suppose ones you have to develop a little bit, probably getting in the gym a bit more and, you know, trying to get a bit stronger and a bit quicker, etc. So yeah, been trying to do that for a few years now, and yeah, I'm have to carry on, I think. Ollie via email: how would you assess yours and Elliot's performance in the challenge accepted series at Spurs? Yeah, it was okay. Obviously, we lost the first round. We were a bit slow hitting the crossbar on a few of those first ones, and then yeah, I think I hooked a couple from the halfway line, which didn't really help us in the second one. But we'll see how we get on. Yeah, and fair play to T White and Callum Sheedy at Bristol. They've sort of had our number there in the first one, but hopefully that's not a sign of things to come in when it comes to the game at Tottenham. So from Marlon Clark via Instagram: as a Spurs fan, what will it be like to play at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium? Yeah, it's going to be really cool. Probably be pinching myself in the tunnel there before we go out and play. But you know, I think to run out on the pitch where so many of my favourite players play football every weekend. You know, 60,000 seater stadium, probably the best stadium in the world, definitely the best stadium in the world. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Most of my family will be down there. I've got sort of generations of Tottenham fans in my family, and uncles and aunts and cousins and everyone. So yeah, I'm sure they'll all be there and enjoying the day. And it's, as I said before, amazing stadium, and I think a stadium that rugby fans will really enjoy as well. So with like the fan areas and the fan zones, etc. So it's going to be a hell of a day. And the last one, Tony via email: for someone who has never been to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium before, what's the best part of the match day experience for a fan? Yeah, so as I've just said, the stadium itself, in terms of the seating and the atmosphere, is absolutely unbelievable. The noise is incredible. From a fan's perspective, I'd say the match day experience will be awesome. There's sort of live bands knocking about and loads of cool bars and places to get a drink, lots of good food. I think they've got the longest bar in Europe, so it won't be long getting a pint. I think they've also got their own brewery for neck oil, Beavertown neck oil, that type of beer. So there's just so much going on there. I think it's like a real fan village, fan zone. They want that match day experience for people going. So as I said, I think rugby fans will really enjoy it, and yeah, hopefully see as many Saracens fans and Bristol fans there as possible. Thanks for the questions, guys. Hope you enjoyed the answers. Next up is Vincent Koch.
Brilliant stuff there from Alex Lazowski. He's got killer eyes, hasn't he?
Hasn't he?
Because he looks like he doesn't look like a tough man, but he's an amazing tackler, amazingly tough. And it's the eyes that,
He's got that laser-like intensity, hasn't he?
Yeah.
A bit like Faz when he lines those kicks up.
Yeah, he has. But you can imagine whenever I've met him twice after games and been a bit, oh, Loz, you're just amazing. He just gives me those.
Is that how he
looks
at you?
He just, I think he finds me annoying. Anyway, so we're here in my spiritual home. Hospitality. Fantastic. The Tunnel Club here, they look at the players as they're going out onto the field.
It's incredible, isn't it?
You sit and watch them.
Yeah.
There are apparently still hospitality packages available starting at £150, which again, no one told me about before I already bought my tickets in the East Stand. Anyway, we've got the final 8 clubs and 8 shirt numbers to pull out for the final section. And actually, 7 of the 8 numbers are starter numbers.
Absolutely, yes, under 15. So,
having said that, let's not judge. They're not substitutes; they're finishers.
Right, Eddie.
No, I'm just saying. Often a player is just as good, obviously.
They can be. They can be. Let's see. Right, who we got up first?
Up first. Number 1, club. Club number 1.
Grammarians. It's our top team.
Let's hope they get someone good, because they put a lot of people they're bringing.
11.
11, fantastic.
Glorious winger.
Well, that could be Rotimi.
That could be Rotti.
That could be
Louis.
Yeah. I prefer Rotti, who I think is.
Well, you think he's going to be playing for England soon, don't you?
I keep no pressure, Rotti, but quite soon, please, because I did make the prediction a few years ago.
Live on the Huddle, I believe.
Live on the Huddle. Number 6.
Number 6, that is Bournemouth. Bournemouth RFC.
Oh, lovely.
And they will be proudly displayed on shirt number 12.
12. Excellent. That, again, I said earlier, but that probably is Nick Tompkins.
I think that's Nick Tompkins, yeah. I'd be happy with Nick at 12, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Very good player. Very nice man as well. We liked him. Number 8.
Number 8, that is Bromley RFC.
Bromley.
Down in Kent, and they will be on shirt number 23.
23.
Another back.
That'll be, yeah. That might be Rotty. Go.
Few left.
Number 19.
Number 19. That is Sid Cup. Sid Cup RFC. And Sid Cup will be on shirt number 9.
Number 9.
Ali Davis. Yeah.
Or Ivan. Or is it Ivan?
Van Zyl.
No, but is it Ivan or Ivan, as well as the Van Zyl?
I don't mind.
Or even Ruben.
Alid.
I always want Ruben to get more games because I want a chart to start Ruby, 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 Ruby. That's my...
Yeah, I like it.
Again, that's just me in a small section. No, club number 14.
Club number 14 is Hitchin. Hitchin RFC. And they will be on shirt number 7. Yeah, flanker.
Jacko, Ben?
Ben. I think Ben.
Okay.
Again, no pressure, Mark. This is just...
Yeah, these are all decided. I said Ben Earl for starting as a sub. I didn't mean that in a derogatory way. I'm now really scared of meeting him again. Number 7.
Number 7. Club number 7 is at Brentwood RFC.
Nice Essex. Posh Essex.
Posh Essex.
Yeah.
And they will be on shirt number 5. Swinson, could be.
Oh, Nick.
Nick Ezekwe. Yeah. Theo. Who haven't we mentioned?
Thing is, we're just saying everybody, so we're always going to be right, aren't we?
We can edit them out.
Yeah, club number 9.
Club number 9 is Cheshunt.
Cheshunt.
And they will be on shirt number 6. Our other flanker. Any names that you want to offer out for shirt number 6?
Well, you know, I know he's usually a sub, but Jacko, but Theo McFarland as a starter.
Interesting.
I've liked him, Mark. I think he's a very good player.
Or Nick Ezekwe at 6.
Oh, Nick Ezekwe at 6.
Yeah.
Oh, and Swinno in the second row. I can't do this. I can't
Who'd
do the
be a
nicknames.
manager? Who'd be a manager,
exactly. It's.
I believe this is our last club.
This is our last club. You know who you are, probably, if you're watching, because you've not been mentioned yet and you thought you were forgotten. It's club number 13.
Which, by my reckoning, should be Hastings and Bexhill RFC.
Hastings and Bexhill.
And they will be wearing...
That's a long way away, isn't it? That's nice. Number 2.
Number 2.
Almost definitely Jamie.
Almost definitely Jamie.
Fabulous.
There you go.
That's it. You're all done. You've all got your shirts sorted. It's all going to get your badge on the shirt. Has someone told Roy, the kit man, what he has to do?
Yeah, there's some ironing to do.
Anyway.
I've always wanted to say this. That concludes the draw for showdown number 2.
Now it's time for my moment of the week. For me, there were so many great moments in the Sarries-Leicester game. I loved the Lewington try. I love the defensive performance. I love Billy Vanapola charging through. I thought everybody was great. Andy Christie. But I've chosen this moment because Steve suggested it and I want to have a row with him. And it's the final try, isn't it, Steve?
Yes.
It's the Tom Wollstonecroft in the corner. Look at the clock. Oh, we can't see it with them.
77 gone, yeah.
I think you take 3 when you're 2 points ahead and there's 2.5 minutes to go.
Yeah.
I think this was a poor decision, and in future, in the big games, I don't want to see this done again. Yes, they got away with it this time, but surely if you take a penalty, even if you miss, it's probably going to be a dropout.
It's funny, isn't it? Play of the game was almost just before that line out was taken. For me, the play was calling that and going for the line out rather than taking the 3. We often sit up in the stands and we play that game. You're the captain. What are you going to do? Do you take the 3? Do you go for the corner? And I think this week particularly, that showed something about that group of Saracens that they wanted to send a message to Tigers that said, we're not just going to creep past you by nicking a penalty at the end. We are going to show a ruthless streak that maybe we haven't.
Yeah.
And whilst it was a risky decision, it was perhaps one that would eat up a little bit more time. But let's not forget that we were only 2 points in front when we took that call. So the line out had gone wrong. If something had been mishandled, if we'd given a silly penalty away, Leicester could have gone down the other end and it would have been a whole different story.
Yeah.
So yeah, high risk strategy. Safety first. Do you go for the 3? Do you waste a bit of time? Make sure you get it over the back of the stand so that there's still time for a restart.
Yeah.
So you've got all the different connotations, but I think that was a real gutsy call, and I think that could be the turning point for the rest of the season.
Possibly. I just think that I don't know. I still think in that situation, we were more clinical than them. When we got into the 22, we were more clinical, and it was quite it was because their line-out catch and drives were not going that great all day. Yeah, they scored from.
Yeah, we defended them very well.
We did defend them very well. So maybe it was a little bit of a message, but I just feel this was a bit of a must-win game, and personally, I would like to speak to Alex Good about it. I don't really want to speak to Alex Good about it.
But that said, literally minutes before, when Ali Davies put in a box kick, I shouted from my lofty position in the East Stand, "No!" And I hadn't finished the last O of "No" when Sean Maitland caught it, and I had to go straight into congratulating Sean on an amazing. So yeah, what do we know? This is why we don't sit behind the coaches.
There was a European game at Ospreys. Have I mentioned this before on here? 2020, where Wigglesworth kicked it and Lewington scored.
Yes.
And as Richard Wigglesworth kicked that ball, that game in Swansea, my cousin sitting next to me went, "Don't kick it," and we scored from it. And my cousin's never been. I've never let him come to another game.
No,
it's that bit. Never shout out what you secretly think.
Exactly.
Anyway, I think it is. It was a great moment. Luckily, it worked out well. I mean. Do you know, I think partly I watch rugby games like a lazy player who wants a bit of a break while Loz takes the kick.
And Tom Wolfie, he was absolutely on form again this week. I think that's his 7th try in 5 games or something like that. You know, so if anyone was going to get that last match sealing try, then I'm so pleased that Wolfie was the one.
It was fantastic, but Eddie Jones was there, and we don't really want Wolfie attracting Eddie Jones's attention.
Well,
for him it would be lovely.
I'll be made up for him, but I don't think our squad can take many more call-ups, do you?
No, but brilliant stuff. Brilliant performance, Sarries. Brilliant performance, Sarries women as well. And should we get a drink now?
I think it's time, don't you?
It's been a long
day. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, it's been a long day. It's time to take advantage of the bar. Let's go. So here we are. It's the Goal Line Bar, which you know all about. Alcohol, obviously, Steve. It's a minor problem. And this is the longest bar in Europe, is it not? Amazing. 65 metres long.
Which, according to current statistics, is about the same width as the pitch.
Yeah. This is the best we've done at remembering statistics without having them written
isn't it? Very
in front of us.
Yeah,
so this is going to be the place to hang out, obviously, on the day. It has been amazing, hasn't it?
What a stadium. For a new building to ingrain some of Tottenham's history in it. I mean, we are standing on the crushed aggregate from the old White Hart Lane.
Unbelievable.
And the centre spot from the old pitch is literally just over our shoulder over there. So, yeah, there's Tottenham through and through.
Yeah, and it's made me. I'm not a committed football fan. Maybe a little bit more.
You're
Tottenham.
leaning towards Spurs now, aren't you?
Well, now they put my name. I'm pathetic. I'm meant to be QPR. I grew up in West London, but I just like Tottenham. And they put my name on the big board, so I'll never forget that. Thank you. But what have we got to remember things about? Please send in your questions for Vincent Koch for Ask a Saracen. Yeah. Remember the things that we do that at? It is. Look, it's on the ground. I've got it written on the ground. Okay. It's right at Saracens. # the Huddle. Email thehuddle@saracens.net. We've also got the women's game on Sunday, rescheduled match. So people might not know,
Gloucester-Hartbury this weekend, after the storm damage.
Yep. Premiership Cup game in a week and a half.
March the 19th,
March the 19th.
Yeah. Home at Northampton Saints.
Home at Northampton Saints. You might be going away like me. You might be making the long trip to Newcastle this weekend to see Sarries play Newcastle, just because I care. Nothing to do with my daughter being at uni there. And or some of you, really lucky people, might be going to England Ireland at Twickenham. Jammy people.
And of course, if you're not going to Newcastle to watch Saracens, you can always come down to the Stone X and watch England under-20s against Ireland under-20s and catch the full international, which will be on the big screens before.
Oh, it's all brilliant. We've got to remember... Of course, there are still tickets available here for the showdown too. We've got the South Stand apparently is the place to be. They've told us, and I've already bought my tickets, so I'm in the East Stand. But in the East Stand, come and join me there. Or you can hospitality starts at £150, which I think is really reasonable. So that's brilliant as well. So so I think we've covered virtually everything.
I think so. Yeah.
We've had a brilliant time here. I can't wait to see it packed full of Sarries fans. It's going to be exciting. And now it's time for Listography with Callum Hunter-Hill and Janko Venter. See you soon.
I think I've nailed this.
Not so sure about that.
3 things players do before a game.
Ooh.
Not that one.
So yeah, first one, listen to music.
Ah, mobility, that's a good
Mobility.
one. That counts as, that's
Eat
2.
and drink.
I'd have to say water just to make that clear.
Oh, well, I would say, you know, consuming food and
exactly.
Energy,
Essential.
nutrition. You should have said nutrition, but
mobility's good,
mobility,
man.
you know, foam rolling, maybe a bit of stretching.
So what's that, 2 out of 3?
That's not bad. Yeah,
Well played. Well played,
Well played, son.
3 post-game beverage choices.
I think I've nailed this.
Any chance?
Sorry. Lucozade?
Protein shake, yeah.
Why are you drinking Lucozade after the game?
Espresso martini. Who drinks the espresso martini after the game?
That's for like, I don't know, 6 hours later.
Yeah, that's directly after the game. Yeah, beer obviously.
It's beer before water, it's priority.
Beer, water, oh, I need some Lucozade.
So what's that, 1?
Yeah, 1. Did you not put water?
Why did you not put protein shake?
Because I forgot.
Oh, come on, man, cool.
5 coach killers.
I'm struggling, trying to think.
It's because you never upset coach. It's always perfect all the time.
Yeah, I wish.
Guess I'm not sure about that.
Not so sure about that. Did other boys also struggle in this round? Because I'm trying to think what he would say, but also what I've experienced myself. So
yeah, it's the 5 things. That's it's tough. Oh my days!
Well, yeah, let's go.
What have you got? Being late. Yeah, that's good.
Being late.
Oh, we got non-known plays.
Yeah.
We got breakdown.
Have you got breakdown?
I put bad ball presentation / man on fire.
That's the
same.
I had man on fire and I just literally rubbed it out and put breakdown just because.
Yeah, he's trying to keep it concise, you know?
Yeah.
I put running through shoulders on. I put full contact in a non-contact session.
Contact in a non-contact session.
I put when the Bibs beat the first team.
Good one. That's a very good one. I just put kick chase. Do you have being late?
No, I didn't put that because I'm
3
late all the time. Nailed it.
Nailed it. 3 out of 5.
That's all right. Nice, Yanku.
Thank you very much.
Is that us? Did we win?
Yeah.
Come on, tell us.